What's up, everybody? Happy Thursday. Hope all of you are having a great day so far today. Getting into this episode of GH. A lot going on here. First of all, who the hell is Esme's mother? That's what I'm curious to know. Because Ryan talking about, oh, he couldn't turn his back on her mother or something like that. Like he, couldn't be vulnerable around her mother, something to that effect. And then we got these flashbacks of Ryan and Felicia when she had the knife on him. Please tell me they're not trying to go that route and trying to make it seem like Felicia could possibly be this girl's mother. I hope the hell not. And the timeline on that don't fit because she's supposed to be around Spencer's age, so that timeline wouldn't fit. Unless they're gonna try to juke the numbers somehow, but it wouldn't fit. Ryan and Esme have a very sick looking relationship. The way he jumped up at her, like he looked like he was about to lunge at her for a second. I was like, oh, better back up. Uh, like they have a very perverse relationship. It's like, okay, like they would just chew each other up if they had to. You know what I mean? Like, and Esme made no bones about that because Ryan was like, oh, you would throw me under the bus. She said in a heartbeat. Because that's, listen, some people just are all about self preservation. Esme is no different. Like, yeah, she's playing to the beat. She's, doing what Ryan want her to do, but like she said, she got time. You know what I mean? Like she got time to do things. You know what I mean? Ryan, on the other hand, doesn't. So she doesn't really have to go by his playbook if she doesn't want to. She just came there to update him on her plan, but Ryan feel like she's made mistakes because pretty much he feels Spencer's figuring things out. Like Spencer is on to her game. And the next phase of the plan, she has to seduce Nicholas. My thing is that's her seducing Nicholas is not going to be hard for her to do. For the simple fact that Nicholas believes in her. He believes everything she says. He seems pretty much smitten by this girl for some odd reason. So seducing him shouldn't be that hard for her to do. But Ryan is not done. Ryan wants to go after their enemies. My guess is he still wants to go after Ava, of course. Possibly Felicia. I'm pretty sure he still considers Felicia an enemy, so I wouldn't be shocked if he tried to make a play to go after her. But their relationship is just perverse. Like, it's very just. It makes me itch when I see them together. Like, you just feel dirty. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's just how their relationship looked to me. But Esme, she got plans. Like the girl is not dumb by any means necessary. She made some hiccups, but she was smart enough to cover some of her tracks to where it's gonna be kind of hard to get factual proof on her. Like it's gonna be tough, but I believe somebody gonna be able to do it. Speaking of Spencer, when he went to the hospital, I kind of enjoyed his scenes with Britt in the beginning when they were having that little playful moment. But then Britt got serious when he showed her that pill because that's the pill that he took from Esme. And the side effects and everything with the pills, if you mix it with alcohol, it pretty much proves Esme drugged Trina because Trina did black out at that party and all she had was one little drink that Esme made for her. So it definitely adds credence to it. Um, and Britt was worried about somebody using that pill, misusing that pill because it has a lot of side effects to it. Dry mouth, headaches. It's very dangerous for a person if you misuse that medication. So once she brought up him and Esme and stuff, Spencer snapped on her, like bringing up her past relationships and stuff, talking about, oh, have you ever, has love ever been reciprocated towards you? Like he was just snapping on her, talking about, oh, when did you get a conscience all of a sudden? Like he was just going off on Britt out of nowhere. It was like something snapped in the boy. And Britt handled it well. Cause me, I would have slapped the shit out of him. But cause I was looking at Britt like, so Britt, you just gonna let him talk to you like this? You gonna let this boy talk to you like this? But you know what? she handled it in a more classy manner. She was like, listen, maybe, I haven't gotten that love before and I probably never will. But she was like, you know what? When this shit blow up in your face, she said, don't come crying to me. So at this point, Spencer is so dumb. I'm like, dude, you are losing allies by the moment with this stupid little plan of his. That's getting no results so far. I mean, you're getting a little bit of results, but you're not getting much. Um, you had an end with Britt, and now you pretty much pissed that away because I would be surprised if Britt even answered that boy phone calls after this little encounter, with the way he was speaking to her. It was so uncalled for. I don't know if it's because or the pressure that he's under with Esme or whatever, but even still, it was no cause for him to, snap on her like that. She should have knocked him on his ass, is what she should have did. Because ain't no little kid, he's a kid, basically. He's an adult, but he's still a kid with the way he acts. Um, but he was cruel to her. Like, he was very cruel to Britt. And I wasn't expecting that from him. You know what I mean? Like, especially with the relationship that they've had over the years. That was shocking to me. I was like, damn, that's how you coming at her? After you done called her for help? And she's sitting here trying to help him. Giving him some sage advice and stuff, and he still don't want to listen. I said, listen, just knock him out one good time. So anyway, moving on from that. I was shocked by the whole Nina Felicia situation. Them sitting around talking and stuff. And I'm like, Nina, you didn't know it was too late to be popping up at Maxie's house like that? Talking about, I came to see Maxie and the kids. And okay, call first. That would be nice. But Felicia, she wasn't judgmental towards Nina or nothing like that because Felicia is in no position to judge Nina at the end of the day. Felicia loved her kids. She loves her kids, but Felicia wasn't never really there for her kids. You know what I mean? She wasn't there to raise them, and I'm pretty sure she will always have regret over that. It caused a lot of strain between her and Maxie over the years because Felicia was never there. Not up until a few years back did Felicia fully come into her life. Maxie always held some resentment towards Felicia for that, but they're in a much better place now. But I actually like that moment between them. You know what I mean? Because she was worried about the article. Nina's worried about what the article gonna say and how she gonna explain that article when, her nephew get older and when Wiley gets older. And Felicia told her, explain it to them. Just sit them down and talk to them when they get older and they hear about the things that you've done. And she claimed that, I'm going to be totally honest with them. I will hope so. But sometimes when people say, I'm going to be honest with you about something, they give you the abbreviated version. They give you the PG-13 version of it. You know what I mean? And it's like, no, if you're going to be honest with somebody about the crimes you committed or the stuff that you've done, you got to give it to them raw. You got to just go with it and let them know everything that you did. You can't sugarcoat. You can't none of that shit. You can't none of it. You got to give it to them. You got to tell them the whole enchilada. Ain't no sense in pulling back and, you know what I mean? Just tell them everything. But I actually enjoyed their little chat though. I don't like Nina all that much, but I did enjoy their little conversation. Nina was actually surprised that Felicia let her in because, Felicia's good friends with Bobby and stuff like that. And, Felicia was like, well, shit, me and Bobby are friends, but, I'm in no position to judge you, so I'm not gonna slam the door in your face. I can't blame Felicia for that. Sometimes you just can't. Who are you to judge when you done been through some things in your life? You know what I mean? So I enjoyed it. Moving on from that, Carly done got cold busted up in their house. So of course her and Drew had to come up with some little story, so that way they wouldn't have to come up with the truth. Drew was making some valid points though about how Wiley is being raised and stuff like that. Because I mean, as much as I don't like Nina, it is kind of true. We will never know how Nell would have came out if Nina did raise her. We don't really know that. You know what I mean? But I just feel like Nina lives in this delusional ass bubble sometimes. It's like, I ain't even gonna say sometimes. Most of the time she does. It's the stuff that she says. It's like, it's just very, do you hear yourself? You know what I mean? Like, wake up, smell the Folgers. But Michael's not shying away from Wiley knowing Nina. He was like, when he get older and stuff like that, we'll start telling him more information. And I agree. But I also agree with Drew. I feel like, what is the point if they get proof that Willow is really Nina's daughter? It would be better to come to some type of compromise between Michael and Nina. Because if not, you're just gonna, with them at each other's throats, it's gonna be bad for everybody. It's gonna be bad for Wiley. It's gonna be bad for Willow. It's gonna put Willow in the middle. And I think eventually there's gonna be issues between Willow and Michael. Because I'm pretty, the type of person Willow is, she's gonna eventually gonna want to have some type of relationship with Nina if she finds out, oh, that's my mom. It's gonna change the dynamics a bit. I would think so. So it's gonna put them in a situation. So I totally understand where Drew was coming from. He was like, listen, y'all got to find some type of common ground, and I agree they do. My whole thing is, for me personally, this is just my opinions. I just feel like Nina should have supervised visits, at least for right now. Because she's that type of person, she's going to try to tell that little boy way too much too soon. And he's still a kid. You know what I mean? You can't just give them all this information right now. Let him get old enough to process it. You know what I'm saying? That's what I feel like they should do. Supervised visits for now until she can behave herself. When they see that she's behaving herself, then you can, kind of let her off the leash a little bit. You know what I mean? And let her take, Wiley to the park and let him go to her place, slowly. You know what I'm saying? Like baby steps. But I wouldn't completely cut Nina out of his life. Not completely. But, baby steps. Let it happen naturally. I was so irritated though when Willow gave Carly a key to their house. I said, "What is you doing?" And Michael was like, just call first before you come over. No, she don't need no key. First of all, where's Monica at? Somebody call Monica and let her know that this chick got a key to one of her, houses on her property. Because the gatehouse technically belongs to Monica too, because that's all on her property. So I'm not here for that. For Carly having no key to no Quartermain, property. I'm not cool with that. I mean, give her a key for what? What she need a key for? I'm just saying. Do Michael got keys to her home? He don't. I mean, just I wouldn't be giving my mama no key. Ain't no need for you to have that. As my mama get older, I'm like, yeah, I need a key to your house just in case something go on with you, but you don't need one of mine. I mean, I'm just saying. At least call first, and you know how Carly do. She just pop up like the boogeyman. Just don't give her no key. Um, so Drew, I like the way Drew handled the Carly situation because she tried to pretty much dismiss him. She was like, well, you did your part, thank you, but I don't need you right now. I don't need your services. Drew was not about to let her dismiss him because he can't. I agree with him. He can't unknow what he knows. You know what I mean? That's not the type of person Drew is. He knows a pretty big secret, and there's no way he could just look Michael and Willow in the eye every day knowing what he knows. So he wanted to know what Carly was going to do once she got proof. Carly was very vague. She just simply said, I'll do the right thing. I don't trust that. I don't trust that from Carly because she was way too vague about it. Oh, when the time comes, I'll just do the right thing. What the fuck does that mean? What does that mean? You'll do the right thing. No, I need assurances that you're going to tell this girl the truth. So, of course, Carly took the information to Britt. She went to Britt about doing a DNA test. Um, I don't trust that Carly's going to tell Nina the truth. And I feel like if she does that, I'm just saying it's a big if. If she keeps this secret, it's going to blow up in her face. You know what I mean? Like, Willow's probably going to be pissed off at Carly. Michael's probably going to be upset with her for a little minute. But him, he'll jump back on Carly's side in no time. So I just feel like if she keeps this secret and it comes out that she knew, it's just going to, piss some people off and she's going to be the villain. So it's like, why put yourself through that? Just tell the truth. You know what I mean? Like, and I believe that if she don't tell the truth, maybe Drew will. Because she was asking Drew, are you going to keep the secret? Drew, I don't know what he going to do. But if he has some sense, he'll say something because you're supposed to be going into this merger with Michael. Y'all supposed to be working together on getting Valentine out. How you going to do that and you're holding this secret that pertains to his wife? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just going to be a mess. So who knows what he going to do. So anyway, moving on from that. That little medium, that little psychic lady, she was a crackpot. She really was. Now she's sitting there channeling Franco, talking about, oh, I'm Franco. this is not Chelsea. I'm Franco. I'm like, Liz, if you paid that woman, get a refund. Just get your money back. Get it back. I don't trust her like that. Um, Franco, Chelsea being Franco was giving these little vague ass messages to Elizabeth or whatever, um, talking about that he can't move on until she finds peace. Okay. Um, he was just telling her, "Oh, stay strong, don't look away," and she was confused because she was like, "What the hell does that mean?" My thoughts exactly. What does any of this mean? Like, it all sound confusing and foolish to me. Uh, so of course, when Laura and Finn got there, it broke Chelsea's connection to Franco. Yeah, okay. Yo, when I tell you, Finn and Laura was looking at Liz when she kept saying, "Oh, you broke my connection to Franco," and they looked at her like she was on some type of special narcotic. They was looking at her like, "Yeah, I got Shady Brook on speed dial." I would have looked at her the same damn way, like, "What?" Like, and Laura had to convince Liz to come home with her, because the boys are at her house. So she was like, "Just come home with me." You know what I mean? So that way, you could spend more time with the boys and they could see you and reassure them and stuff like that. So as they walked out, Finn stayed behind to talk to Chelsea because Finn was claiming that he believed Liz. He was like, "I believe you. I believe you. I support you." But Finn felt like Chelsea was a crackpot. He felt like she was a lie and that she needed to leave her alone because he felt like Chelsea was, trying to take advantage of Liz when she was most vulnerable. Um and Chelsea snapped back feeling like Finn was the liar because she was like, "Oh, you're the one who not telling the truth because you sat there in Elizabeth's face claiming that you believe her and you support her, but when in reality you were thinking that she was crazy." I said, "Oh." I mean, I can understand why Chelsea would say that because the look on Finn's face when he walked through that door, he had a look on his face like, "Okay, who the hell am I dating?" I mean, Finn is a skeptic. Like I say, he's one of those people that just don't believe in the paranormal. They're the type of, because people, I've seen skeptics before. They're the type of people, they don't believe in that stuff until they actually see, they have to experience it for themselves. If they don't, they're not going to believe you. They're just going to think that you are overworked, you're tired, you're under a lot of stress. They're going to come up with every excuse in the book to think you just off your rocker until they experience it. And even sometimes when they do experience something, they still come up with excuses. It's called being in denial at that point. But, Finn is a skeptic. Um, I think he wants to encourage Liz. He wants to be there for her, but it's just a big part of him that just doesn't believe that Franco's doing this. Like that Chelsea's really connecting with Franco. He just doesn't believe it. Um, Chelsea was confident that Liz is gonna call her. She was like, "Okay, I'm gonna give you a front row seat when Liz calls me." Because she's sure that Elizabeth is going to have more questions about this, which I'm sure she will, because Liz firmly believes in this stuff. She believes that she was talking to Franco, so of course she's going to call Chelsea and reach out to her, because Chelsea feels like Liz has questions and there's answers for her. But I mean, I understand where Finn is coming from as far as Chelsea's concerned. He feels like she's just doing this as a money grab to try to get some money from Liz and take advantage of her. I understand where he coming from because you got some mediums who come around that do stuff like that. They do take advantage. But I do believe in the paranormal though. I just don't know if she actually connected with Franco or not. I mean, I wouldn't trust the girl. I'm just saying. She just seemed, a little touched, if you ask me. But anyway, that was pretty much the whole episode. Hit the comment section. Let me know what you all thought about it, and I will see you all later. Have a great day. Peace.